this body being over 72% water, being there at that particular time, when it is in a particular nakshatra in the solar in the solar cycle, the maximum benefit happens considering the latitude and at that time of the year or at that time of these 12-year cycles, the relationship between the planet and the sun, it creates a powerful situation where one can transform themselves. So for this once in 12-year event, people are waiting. This is a profound understanding of the 12.25-year cycles of the sun. Who we are, the way we are, why we got shaped like this, is fundamentally because of the various forces that function upon us. Solar system being the main thing. In a way, the solar system is functioning like a potter's wheel. We are like this because we are a product of this system. Understanding the power of these cycles upon the human system, they identified places and situations which would be of maximum benefit to human well-being. So particularly they chose places where there is confluence of rivers, because where two rivers meet, there is a non-stop force. And our bodies of the five elements dominated by water, over 72% of our body is water. So if you're in a place where there are churning waters at certain times, considering the latitude and at that time of the year or at that time of these 12-year cycles, the relationship between the planet and the sun, it creates a powerful situation where one can transform themselves. A lot of studies have been made on the previous Kumbh, and they found phenomenal physiological changes in people who stayed there for over 40 days, and every day they were in that water. A Kumbh Mela is supposed to be for 48 days. That is, people should stay there for 48 days, every day in the river along with the sadhana. This is part of the Bhuta Shuddhi tradition, where the fundamental process is to cleanse the elements in the system, and water being a major part of it. Water is considered very important for health, well-being, prosperity, whatever we are seeking in our lives. So these 48 days has particular specific sadhanas where people stayed there and went through this process and came out fully transformed, because they made use of the natural forces to transform the quality of oneself, not just physiologically, even spiritually. We notice that in the northern hemisphere, from 0 latitude to 33 degrees latitude in the tropical climate, the centrifugal force is working almost in a vertical manner from the planet. So this is why we said this is a spiritual part of the planet. Here, spiritual process is easy because there's a natural upsurge of energy. If you do any kind of sadhana, it produces best results. So there's a 12-year cycle, the solar cycle is 12 years, or to be precise, it is 4,356 days. So this 4,356 days is considered one cycle. In this cycle, there are 4 segments. So these 4 segments, the focus is on different parts of the geography. This is what you identified as 4 places of Kumbh. And to experience this, wherever water is in confluence with a certain amount of force and geographical location of that place plus the time of the year creates a certain a certain force with which one can benefit. So for this once in 12-year event, people are waiting to go to any one of these 4 places because it happens at different times. So people are trying to go there. You want to use every little support that is there in the geography, in the celestial objects. You want to use every support to enhance yourself towards liberation. So in this effort, these festivals have become massive accumulation of people. And as you know, the Allahabad one, which happens once in 12 years, is the biggest one. For those of you who are thinking, what is it got to do with me? Because I live in an air-conditioned home. Well, to put it in a very fundamental way, if our mothers' bodies were not in sync with the cycles of the moon, we wouldn't be born. So the cycles of the moon and the sun has a profound impact in the way we are. Acknowledging this, celebrating this, and finding ways to go beyond this is what Kumbh is what yoga is in many ways, to break the cycles of life. So these cycles are determining everything about the human being. If you're living in a physically, mentally very healthy state, your system will go through 12.25-year cycles. Just for example, if it falls to a 6-year cycle, that means you may still be successful in the world, but you will not know any peace or joy in your life. You're always… If it falls to 3-year cycles, you will have a hard time with the world around you and yourself. If you fall into 18-month cycles, you're on antidepressants. If you fall into 9 months, 3 months, 6-month cycles, you're in serious conditions of mental and physiological struggles. Now, the Kumbh comes from this understanding that you're trying to regularize your cycle to a 12-year cycle. If you carefully observe your life, the psychological situations, emotional situations, and also life situations, you will see a certain pattern to the cycles. If you sit down and write down different things that have happened in your life, you will see a certain pattern. If it is falling into a 12-year cycle, you're in a reasonably good place. Health and being peaceful is not an issue. Now it's time to work for freedom. Time to work for mukti, that's what it means.
Maha Kumbh 2025 is to be held at the convergence place of Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati rivers in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh, India. This will be a once-in-a-12-year event commencing on 13th January 2025 and ending on 26th February. It is expected to attract around 400 million visitors. It is firmly rooted in the belief that by immersing oneself in this holy water during this time, one can cleanse themselves and move towards liberation from both the cycles of rebirth and ultimately attain moksha. Bathing ritual is the most significant ritual performed at Kumbh. Although taking a dip in the sacred waters on all days of Maha Kumbh is considered holy, yet there are some specific auspicious bathing dates. These are the January 13th being the occasion of Paush Purnima, the first royal bath of Maha Kumbh Mela 2025 will take place. Other auspicious dates for bathing are 14th January, 29th January, 3rd February, 12th February and 26th February being the occasion of Mahashivratri. Final royal bath will take place. For more details, you can visit official website of Kumbh Mela. The link is mentioned in the description of this video.